Now, Amy won the Best Documentary at the Oscars at the weekend, but one man, Mitch Winehouse, Amy's dad, has slammed the Oscar win. We shall hear from him in a moment, but first of all, have a look at this.
Singing has always been important to me, but I never thought, oh, I'll end up singing, I'll be a singer. I just thought I'm lucky that it's something I can always do if I want to. I'm so lucky like that. I felt like I had nothing new that was coming out at the time that really represented me or the way I felt. So I just started writing. I wouldn't write anything unless it was directly personal to me, just because I wouldn't be able to tell the story right. I'm not a girl trying to be a star or trying to be anything other than a musician.
How big do you think you're going to be?
I don't think I'm going to be at all famous. I don't think I could handle it. I would probably go mad, you know what I mean? I would go mad.
Is it hard to know who you can trust?
Yeah.
And Amy's father, Mitch Winehouse, joins us now via Skype from London. Mitch, thank you very much for joining us. Mitch, what is it exactly that the documentary, that you can pinpoint, that portrays you in this bad light that you've said?
They can say what they like about me. Although they've changed my words, this isn't about me, it's about Amy. You know, have you seen the film?
No, we've only seen extracts of it.
Well, it's difficult for me to explain. The last 3 years of what you saw there was a fantastic clip of Amy. But what the film goes on to do, it basically portrays Amy's life for the last 3 years of Amy's life as being lonely, sad, and she wasn't working at all. And nothing could have been further from the truth. She was working. She did 6 seasons of Fred Perry design. She was designing dresses. She was doing charity work. She was doing gigs. She did a tour of Brazil, which isn't mentioned in there. I have people in Brazil saying to me, why isn't this in the film? And although the last 3 years of Amy's life, parts of it were difficult, parts of it were wonderful as well. The last 6 weeks of Amy's life, she didn't drink. She drank the last 2 days of her life. She was moving towards sobriety. The film doesn't show that she was clear of drugs for 3 years.
Yeah, because she, as you say, Mitch, she was clean between 2008 and 2011, and they didn't show this at all.
Well, no, they didn't. They didn't show it at all.
Because
people are still saying to me that she died from drugs.
Yes, and the director, you were very happy with the director in the beginning because this was the guy behind Senna, Ayrton Senna, the race car driver, and you saw his work and you said, actually, I'm very, very happy. So all the footage you gave, and you were happy to participate in the documentary on the back of this, that the whole thing was in safe hands.
Well, that's what we thought, and we all took our eye off the ball.
Mitch, why did you decide to get involved in a documentary and give all this very intimate footage of Amy, which we can see there, even in that little thing? Why did you decide to go ahead and make any documentary if you were worried?
I've just explained that we were told we were in safe hands with the Senna people. That's why we did it.
But why did you do it at all?
You're going to let me speak?
Yes,
sorry,
certainly.
You're talking across me. The film that you say we gave to them, we didn't give that to them. That's public. It's on public record. All that stuff, all that what you call intimate film, is on public record. It's on the internet.
Did you see any of the edit at all, Mitch, beforehand?
We saw 3 edits beforehand, but unfortunately by that time we'd already signed it off because we were told that we were in safe hands.
Mitch, you say you in a tweet that you want to fix this. How are you going to do that?
Well, we are in the process of working on other projects right at the moment. You know, I mean, another example is that anybody who was a part of Amy's life in the last 4 years has been dismissed from the film. That her boyfriend, Reg, she was with him for 2.5 years, is not in the film. He did 6 hours of recording. Her friends who were with her, her PAs, her musical director, anybody who had a different opinion about what was going on in Amy's life had just basically been ignored. There isn't anybody in the film who was a part of Amy's life for the last 3 or 4 years.
People who have seen the film, Mitch, criticise you in one sense because your cameras were following you around in St. Lucia when Amy was, I suppose, taking it easy and relaxing, and people criticised you for that. What would you say to them?
I wouldn't say anything to them. I was making a documentary about addiction, which Amy was a part of, and she knew I was coming, and everyone knows that. And the filmmakers know that because they bought the film from this was a documentary on Channel 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you basically feel that, you know, your daughter's life, it was very, very different because you were the person there, you were with her and a lot of her friends, and you just feel, really, I suppose, that that's been erased. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Has been erased, and they've concentrated on the... I'm not saying it was a bed of roses, because I can assure you it wasn't. If you have any experience of struggling with addiction, it wasn't a bed of roses. But, you know, in that last 3 years of Amy's life, there were some wonderful periods filled up with wonderful people. Where are they in the film? And subsequently, we are now making a film, or we're working on a project which will culminate in a film called A Letter to Amy. And this is from people who have been excluded from the film, her very dearest and nearest and dearest and loved ones, talking about Amy, and in that we'll be telling the real life story as well, their experiences of Amy, and what a fun and loving person she was.
Does your ex-wife feel the same, Amy's mother, does she feel the same about this film?
You'd have to ask her, of course she does.
Mm-hmm. It must be very hard, even say if you don't agree with the film, looking back, there's your daughter, Mitch, probably one of the greatest singers of her generation, fantastic songwriter, great singer, great performer. And do you take any good from it? Do you take any good from the documentary?
Yeah, the first 45 minutes of the film's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, and why it then had to go down this negative road when there's so many other positives, I have no idea. You know, what we haven't spoken about is the work that we're doing since Amy passed away on the Amy Winehouse Foundation.
Just tell us about the Amy Winehouse Foundation then, Mitch. What does that do?
We have many projects all over the world. We've got one in the Republic of Ireland that we work with, the Laura Lynn Children's Hospice. That's one that we've been supporting. So, you know, since Amy's been gone in the last our schools project, in the last 2 years, we've spoken to 140,000 kids. No mention of that in the film. That's a part of Amy's legacy. You know, so there's many positives, and there's many children are being affected positively by Amy even now.
Yeah, Mitch, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to see when you make your letter to Amy. We look forward to seeing that. Thank you.